Okay, what's up, guys? So today's the 23rd. It's 3:30. I had things to do. My daughter's birthday is day after tomorrow, and it's my mother's birthday. My mother and my daughter have the same birthday. Had to do some gift wrapping and shopping and stuff last minute. Anyway, so we're just gonna do an hour stream because it is a little late. Wanted to do more, but life happens, and anyway, we're getting really close to being done with this. So ready. Um, so yesterday, make sure this is working. Uh, so I got a hardwire. I got the Ethernet. That Ethernet boy. So it's gotta work. Like it doesn't have a choice, right? We're getting really close. Okay. So it is working. Exit out of that. Man, I had some crazy dreams last night, dude. Like bad, rather just like bad dreams, like vivid, like it doesn't have a detailed bad dreams. Not good. But anyway, let's do some work here. So yesterday we actually started doing some game testing, which at this point is basically just like getting the game actually back up and running because it's been like 6 months of me refactoring the entire like server, you know, all the code associated with the server and the client and stuff. So much code got changed over the past 6 months. I literally haven't run the tested the game in a very long time. So we're gonna open up 3 terminals, one for the server and one for each client to mimic the. So this is online, like so this is like the server is going to be running in this script, and then this is going to be another client. It's just that it's going to be running from my IP address instead of someone else's IP address, and then this one is also going to be a separate client script. So this is actually the server and then 2 clients running together. So this is an online game. It's just right now I'm the 2 clients, since obviously, you know, I'm not gonna have like 2 other people like, hey, go ahead and run your client script. Anyway, script when run from terminal is frozen in loop or something, doesn't print out anything from related sections. Disabling all these imports fixed the issue somewhat, so the problem has to do with the imports already disabled. Each import one by one. That didn't fix the issue. Therefore, it is a string of imports that is the problem, and I need to determine which set of imports is causing this. Okay. So I feel like what I can do here is I'm gonna like start re-enabling the imports one by one. So we're gonna first go into Canasta and then main directory, and we're gonna crank up the server. We're not even gonna try to run the clients because at this point we're just trying to get the server running. Okay, and so we do get these initial printouts of true, true, and if name is equal to main, which is down here. It's this stuff. This printout. This is just like letting me know my script is working. It's not like locked up. So this printout is good. That means this section is working. Um, let's see, which one did I just re-enable? I actually re-enabled. I didn't re-enable any of them. Okay. So this is just a legit bug. Let's see. 866 in module change attribute list. Change attribute list is not defined. Okay, so that's from. Okay, I see. I'm an idiot. It's been a while since I debugged. Sorry. Um, Yeah, that it's not defined because we're not importing it because I disabled the import. So we can disregard that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna re-enable each import one by one, um, from like least consequential to most consequential to try to figure out where this issue's happening from. So we're gonna re-enable. I'll say message header is like very small. It's basically nothing. Well, actually, I feel like let me see something real quick. We're gonna re-enable all of them just for a second. Very important. Like I really don't want to forget that. Like when I'm in the midst of working on other things. So we re-enabled everything, and now let's run the server. And as you can see, we get no output. I'll be able to see this. Oh yeah, you can't see because I'm blocking. I need to move. I need to move me to this side. How about that? Is that better? Yeah, that's better. Now you should be able to see this section over here. That's silly. Okay. So as you can see right here, this is our terminal where we're running server, and nothing's happening. It's locked. So what we actually have to do to kill the thread here is we have to go to task manager, we have to go to processes, and we need to find Python, and we have to kill the script, the task manually. Okay. So as you can see, that freed up this terminal. So we're gonna disable all these, and then let's run this again. So now you can see this first section prints out, and it crashes. And that's because we have things disabled as far as the import. Let's re-enable custom logger. So that's the one it's throwing an error for. Okay. Now this one is change attribute list. So that's this. So we okay, how to get rid of that. Okay, so now we have two of them re-enabled, and it's still working. We're getting the client one is not defined because we're not importing client. So let's re-enable client. And that's when we get, that's where it freezes up. Okay. So it might be the client, might be the culprit. When we enable this line, it locks up the script. Alright. So that means we need to disable that one. Verify. Okay. It does run. Now let's re-enable message header. Okay, everything's working still. Let's re-enable setup. Alright, let's do progression, because progression should be inconsequential. Okay, let's make sure it's still running the beginning stages of server. It is. Okay, now we'll do setup. Okay, what's going on with this? So this one's saying invalid syntax. So this is an actual error. This is not something to do with the import. I just wanted to make sure of that real quick. That's why I went back and so we're gonna fix this bug. What is this? Let's see. So it's going from server at line 20 to progression in line 8, and then it's importing card. And then from card, we have line 127 if int self.x int self.y is not equal to int self.priorx int self.priory or self.change display layer is equal to true. Okay, so let's go to card and let's open up, let's go to line 127. So def update, let's see. It's showing a syntax error right here. Is that what that is? Expected. I am not seeing the reason for the bug here. I'm not understanding this. If int of self.x oh, that's invalid syntax. I got it. I got it. See the arrow right here? The up arrow is pointing at the comma. That's, let me actually extend this since we're not going to be using the other terminal. I'm just going to be using one for a while. So yeah, there you can see exactly where it is. Oh, so that's why. int of self dot x, int of self dot y. So this okay, so I see what I have to do. So I have to just make this into a tuple, because you can't have two consecutive values like that. Is not equal to is not equal to, so now we made this into a tuple. And that should fix that bug. Let's try and run it again. Okay, so now we're at 131. Okay. Okay, so something is causing this to just lock up again. Okay, so something about enabling progression here is causing it to lock up. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna re-disable that and then re-enable setup. That one is also causing it to lock up. So if we disable that one, okay, now let's do P1 and P2. Okay, so it's got to be something that is being imported into all these different files. If it's happening with all these different files. So let me I'll just put locks with this enabled. So I'm gonna put the ones that it so it doesn't lock with this one. So it doesn't lock with this enabled. Okay, and there it goes, it locked up. Locks with this enabled. Okay. can copy and paste that one. So let's try progression. Okay, and it locks up. And then setup, let's try setup. Okay, and it locks with that one. So it's something that all of these files are importing. And now let's do change attribute list. Okay, so it doesn't lock with this one. That's cool. Alright, so locks, doesn't lock, locks, 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 locks. So all these ones that here's what I'll do to make this a little more simple. I'm gonna put all the ones that lock together. Okay, so all these lock and the rest do not. I know this is ugly, but it's fine. This is just gonna help me debug this. Okay, so now we have the ones that lock up the file when they're enabled up here, and the ones that don't below. So let's start with the most simple. We'll start with setup, then progression, then P1 and P2. Actually, setup, then P1, P2, then import. Actually, player might be the most simple. Then setup, then import, then progression, then game, and then client is going to be the most complicated. So let's just re-enable this one. Okay, so it locks up. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. Now we're going to go to open the player file. And let's go to the top. And I'm guessing it's, let's see, what does this one import? Well, it imports these. I don't have to worry about these. It's not going to be an issue with these. I mean, technically it could, but no, it's not, because the other ones have these enabled and it doesn't throw that error. It doesn't lock up. So yeah, these like what are they called? Like built-in Python modules are not the problem. It's something that I'm importing here, which is either going to be change attribute list or master deck. So let's disable this one and see, keep this one in player enabled. And now let's see what happens. So now it doesn't lock up. Okay. So it looks like we might have pinned it down. Let's re-enable the change attribute list and disable deck. As you can see, it's locked up. Okay, so it looks like we did narrow it down. So let's go to change attribute list now. So we're going to open up change attribute list, and it imports C1 change attribute list, C2 change attribute list, transfer one calloc, and C2 calloc. Well, hold up. Let me see this again. Let's try. It's gonna. So it is locking up, even with deck disabled. So let's see what this one imports. So this one only imports time, threading, and custom logger. Right? Let's see. Okay, so it's locked up. Now let's disable custom logger. And it still locks up. And just to verify, when we disable this import, it no longer locks up. It throws an error. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's scan through this. It's not anything that this file imports, because if we if we disable that import, it still doesn't work. It still locks up, and that's just to see. Is it because of threading? This is let me just see something. Okay, here we go. So as you can see, I put a printout for start at the beginning of this file, change attribute list, and then a printout for end. And what's going on here is, oh, I bet it's the lock, dude. I bet it's the lock, because it's starting but it's not ending. Okay, let me try this, watch. Let's put a print after these locks are initiated. Put locks. Now, let's try this. There we go. It's, well, actually, so it's still working after the locks, so it's not there, but it's not making it to the end. Where is it? Where is the problem? I'm gonna just get some ghetto stuff. I'm gonna move this. Oh wait, hold up. There might have been a reason why that didn't print. It might have been at the wrong indentation. Okay. Okay, I'm dumb. Yeah, it was at the wrong indentation. Let's try this again. Okay, there we go. Start, end. So, okay, so it is going all the way to the end of this file. There's nothing stopping it from that. There's nothing in this file that's causing the issue. But as you can see, it's still frozen. It won't let me do anything. So it's a next layer. So it's not here. Okay. And it's not custom logger, because if we disable custom logger, it still happens. Still the same thing. Okay. So let's close that. And re-enable custom logger. See, it's really important to remember to re-enable these. Really pay attention here. Let's go back to player. Okay, so it might be within this player file, because there's no difference when we import deck versus if we don't import deck. There is no difference. So maybe it's within the player file. So let's go ahead and I'll just try this. Disable these. This will probably like make it print out something. No, so that didn't change anything. So re-enable that. Let's see if it's getting to this part. We're gonna do this in various places, and this one's gonna be player start, and we're gonna go to the end. Ah, I think I might know. I think I might figure this out, boys. Maybe, we'll see. Okay, so you can see it goes to player start, but it doesn't go to player end. Now, let's move it above these locks. Is it the locks? But it shouldn't be because we're using width. Width is supposed to do that gracefully. Let's change this to be, to say locks. Now let's run it again. Okay. Oh, I'm dumb. Well, no, I'm not dumb. It works right here before locks. But then, if we move locks, let's put it directly. So it gets to locks. Everything's working. Now, if we move it one line lower, or below the next you get the start, you get no locks printout and no end. That means it's right here. We just found the bug right here with cal one lock. Okay, so it's competing for a lock. There's a deadlock going on here. This is totally a deadlock, dude. This is a deadlock. I see now. I understand. Okay, so we found the bug, but the question is, how you gonna fix it though? Because what this means, I'll leave this. Actually, I'm an idiot. Let me leave these here for now. Okay. Here's what I'll do instead. I'm gonna do the manual version of the lock. I'm gonna do C1 cal lock instead of using width, which handles acquiring and releasing the lock. I'm gonna manually do that. So we're gonna say with cal lock acquire, and then we're gonna do C1 cal lock release. So we have the acquisition and the release, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna disable width, and we're gonna move this line up here. Okay, and now I'm gonna put a print after this, and I'll put after lock 1, and if it makes it if it prints out this printout right here after lock 1, then we know we found a problem with using the width keyword for whatever reason versus, okay, but it's still doing the same thing. Okay, so it's not the width keyword because the functionality remains the same whether or not we do it manually or whether we use width. So what this means is okay, so this means there's a deadlock. It's competing for a lock somewhere. It's competing for a C1 lock, which means we need to figure out where C1 lock is being used and why it's deadlocked. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to search the entire project for C1 cal lock. And I'm pretty sure when you create a lock, it's released, right? Like you don't a lock isn't created. A lock isn't created locked. Python, when you create a lock, is it in the locked or released state? When you create a lock, it is initially in the unlocked state. Okay, yeah, that's what you would expect. I just wanted to triple check that because I haven't used locks before. This is really like my first time using locks. Yeah, dude. So let's go ahead and I need a little bit more of my mushroom power. Mario over here. Get a little boost going. So I'm feeling a little bit crashy. Feeling a little sleepy. Need to wake up some. Knocked back a little bit of my caffeine pill and knocked back a little bit of this vitamin focus factor stuff. Try to wake me up. There we go. Okay. Alright, I'm back in business. So, let's go ahead and search the project for C1 CalLock. Okay, so that's where we create it. Okay, so this is where we use the lock. Okay, so it's not that one. Because if it was, we would get the before but not the after before we got. Well, let's go back to player. Let's see. Let me copy this. We're getting there, dude. We're getting there. We're getting there. So I need to find all the places where it's being used. Let's run this again. So you see we get start, end, start for player, and then oh. So before player gets to this line, before with C1 CalLock, oh wait, no, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot again. I'm an idiot again. Forgot to change the name. See, you have to be on point, dude. You can't be over here swaying. Okay, you have to be on point. There we go. Change attribute list by start, end, player start, and then before C1 CalLock. Okay. So it's not this one. So let's keep going. see if it's this one. Alright, let's exit that one. Okay, so it doesn't seem to be that one either. I hope I'm like going about this in the right way. Oh, here we go. Ah, here it is, boys. Here it is. See what a little dumb, like this was a little dumb mistake that I made when I coded this section. Took me 5 seconds. I could have fixed this before the problem was created. It's like driving safely. Like if you drive safely when you're driving safely, if you drive safely when you're driving, like you're coming home from work, you're driving safely, you get home and then everything's good, right? But if you fuck around and find out, you know, you're on your phone and then you go into the ditch, it's gonna take you so long to fix getting out of that ditch compared to like if you wouldn't have just went in the ditch. It's just the same with creating bugs. Like if you are really careful the first time and you don't create any bugs, that is the key right there. Like that is the key. Debugging, usually, like this took, I don't know, this took me like 15-20 minutes to debug this, and it took me like 5 seconds to make that mistake. See what I'm saying? It's this line right here. Right here. So what's going on is when this runs the server, it's acquiring this C1 lock, but because the length of the list, well actually hold up, because it should, either way it should release it, right? Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this isn't the problem. Because I did seem to code that correctly. We did the same thing here for C2. Let's try this a different way. So we have server before C1 catalog acquire, server after C1 catalog release, and then server after C1 catalog release 2. Okay, let's see what happens here when we run. So that's all the places where is it importing the lock? Is that the problem? That can't be the problem, right? If you try to import an acquired lock, does it fail? You try to import a modular object such as a lock in Python. The operation is not directly related to the state of the object being imported. Oh, there's more. Okay, hold up. There's more. Right. Okay. Let, let's see. Where do we use the lock? See, this is why using variables in different namespaces can be dangerous. Um, Again, that's why explicit is better than implicit. It does like save you some lines by being able to reference lock instead of the actual full name. But see, and this is real convoluted. So then we get to calloc list function. Cal object. So we're passing this lock to the calloc list function. So let's open that up. Let's open up change attribute list. What's it called? What's this called? Change attribute list. Yes? No? That's the file we're in. Calloc list function. Lock. Okay. With lock. Here we go. Idiot. Idiot! You idiot! That's what before C1 calloc acquire or C2 calloc. Damn, that's still not it. Still not it. Okay, maybe there's more. Hold up. Faith. Keep the faith. Keep looking. That's the one I just looked at. What am I doing? Yeah, this is the one I just... I'm confused, dude. That's what happens when debugging. When you're debugging, though, it's confusing. But I'm. Okay, wait, hold up. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Ah, here we go. Here's another one. This might not be it, but I'm marking you boys out. See what it's doing? Oh wait, I'm an idiot. Damn. Not the sharpest tool in the shed, that's for sure. Let's see this one. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. See that? See that? We might have found it, dude. Whoa. Okay, hold up. Relax. Chill, dude. Chill, bro. Yeah. Fucking tell him, dude. Tell him, dude. What the hell is going on here? Oh, shit. Okay, so here's another spot. See this? It's another one. Yeah. Alright, dude. So we found another one. Let's see. Let's try this again. And let's see what we got going on here. Did that just run again? Was it that fast? It wasn't that fast, dude. It was that fast. Okay. Alright, buddy. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. They say. Yeah, don't start no shit, won't be no shit. That's what they say. Okay, so here's the deal. What's going on is we got change attribute list, start, end. That bad boy works. Finishes. Then we got player pie start. All right. Actually, how about this shit? Ooh, this is gonna be ugly. I don't want to do that. Actually, I'm gonna chill. Okay, let's just go back to player. So player is starting, and then we get down to this part right here. It's player before C1 cal lock for with. How does that happen first? Oh, because we're creating. Ah, okay, I got it. I got it. I got it, bro. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Ah, interesting, interesting. Okay, so we got a recursive lock acquisition here. Recursive lock acquisition going on in this. That is not good. You can't recursively acquire. Oh, I knew I was past an hour, dude. I could feel hour mark. Feel it, dude. I knew it was here. You know what time it is? I'm gonna take a little break, dude. I'm so tired of yawning. So what we got going on here is Josh found the bug, okay? The bug is a recursive lock acquisition. So what's going on here is we're acquiring the lock when we go to create the player. And the reason that we do this is because we are accessing the C1 changed attribute list whenever we create the player, okay? And the C1 cal lock is a lock that is designated to ensure data integrity when dealing with the C1 change attribute list. To make sure when you're touching it here, no one else is touching it at the same time on one of the other threads, and then some magic data mystery happens, which is bad. So what's going on is over here inside of the actual class creation, like we're entering into this line of code, p1 equals player 1 right here. This line of code is using the context manager using the lock. So the lock is acquired, then we run this line. Well, when we run this line, we enter into this initializer and it's running all this shit. And what's going on is it's thereafter assigning this lock to protect the change attribute list. So here's the question. We can't have the lock used twice. Like, that's the point of the lock. So it's already acquired when we call this initializer from outside of the initializer of this class instance. So should we this fucking stressful shit out of here. Get it out of here. Get it out of here. Get out of here. Thank you. Yeah, I know. I know, bro. I know. Alright, so the question is, which lock are we going to keep? Are we going to keep the lock externally or are we going to keep the lock internally? Can't use the lock in both places. It can only be acquired. The lock only has one key, my dude. You can't have two keys going into the lock at the same time. So if we were to remove the lock externally, that would mean whenever we touch that C1 change attribute list object at the time we create this player one, then that is going to allow, that would be a, what do you call it, race condition vulnerability. So we want to make sure that we are grabbing this lock in a way that avoids all race conditions. So if we remove the internal lock and retain the external lock, then the external lock will encompass the internal functionality of this line right here. So this is kind of like overkill. We're already using the lock when we run this, so we don't need to have it here. So we're going to get rid of this right here. Get it out of here. Get it out of here. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. Alright, so what this means is we're good now. This should fix the problem. Watch, dude. Let me show you. What I told you. What I told you. I'm a bug killing machine, my dude. That's actually not that difficult of a bug. That was pretty simple, but the point is I did it. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna leave everything as it is. I'm not gonna like delete my little test codes and stuff that I added in. I'm gonna leave all that. I'm gonna go back to server, and I'm going to re-enable setup here. That's what we're gonna do. Uh-oh, now we got a circular import issue. Okay. Isn't that funny? I was writing out locks over and over again, and it turned out that the bug associated with the lock was a lock. The file was locked. It was literally locked. It's kind of cool. Anyway, actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and re-enable everything, and then yeah, all right, we fixed the bug. We fixed the bug. So what we're gonna do is we can get rid of, now I can get rid of these little things, test snippets, code snippets, whatever you want to call them. No start, no shit, won't be no shit. Isn't that's what they say, right? Isn't that what they say? Somebody told me. That's what they say. Relax, dude, relax. Relax. You got this. Whoa. See what happens when you don't pay attention? See what happens when you don't pay attention? So now we can Control Shift F, get that out of here, bring it back, open up the card file, go to the tippity top, go to the bottom, get it out of here, change attribute list, go to the tippity top, all the way, get it out of here, get it out of here. Alright, let's just do a Control Shift F and we're gonna get a print out of this. Alright, let's get it out of here, delete it. Get it out of here. Delete it. I don't want to see it again. Don't want to see it again. This one. Get it out of here. That one, keep that. This one, get it out of here, man. Get it out of here. See, so that right there, that's how you solve the bug, my dude. That's how you fix a bug. One of many, my dude. You're gonna see. Just stick around. You'll see. Don't. And like technically I could leave these, but I don't like to have gummy code, like code where I left shit just, you know, it's like taking out your tools and then being like, oh, I might use this tool again in like 20 minutes. It's like, nah, dude, but well, if you might not use it like within 20 minutes, just put it up. Because like how long does it take you to pull it out? And then if, I mean, to put it back up, and if you don't put it back up, how many times you work on a job site and then like you can't find the tools anymore because they're just everywhere. They're just like, you did that 10 times. So now you have like, you know, 10 tools that got pulled out and no one can find them. Any of them. They're just gone. Where'd they go? I don't know. Pulled them out, you didn't put them back. What do you think? So I like to keep my job site clean, if you know what I mean. Clean up the job site. Okay. Now, let's see what we got going on here. Test, copy, word, test. Yeah, this is no. We don't need any. We need not worry about any of this madness. Get it out of here. Get it out of here. All this scrolling. See this? This is not. I don't need it. All right. We're done. We got rid of all the code associated with that. It's true, I did it. Now, let's try and run it again. See what our next bug is. Alright, so here's the deal. We have a circular import error. Cannot import name P1 game from partially initialized module game, most likely from a circular import. Okay, so this can be a nightmare, dude. Circular imports, oh god, it's gonna be a nightmare. So from server, we're importing setup. Then from setup, we're importing card. Then from card, we're importing game. Game, we're importing custom time list. Then from custom time list, we're importing. Okay, import. That's importing the whole file. No. From game, import game. Where's another? Okay. Wait, but custom timeless. Custom timeless, import custom time list. Wait a second, we're only importing the class. We're not importing the file. So why would it run? Why would it run line 3 in the we're not. This was never a problem before. This was always coded like this. Why? Game import view. But I'm importing just the class, so it should start at line 6. Let me ask ChatGPT this. Python, I'm importing a class which starts at line 6, but due to that import, it is running line 3 in that imported class's file. Why is it doing that? It shouldn't do that, right? Python, when you import a module or a class from a module, Python executes the code in the module from top to bottom. This includes any code at the top level of the module, i.e. code that is not inside functions, classes, or other structs. This is why you see code running before the definition of the class you are interested in. Execution of top level code. When you import a module, Python executes all the top level code in that module. But why? I mean, okay, I'm not gonna ask why. It's what it does. It's like that for a reason. When you import a module, Python executes all the top level code in that module. This means any statements or expressions outside of class or functions. I saw a bug. Sorry, I got started. When you import a module, Python executes all the top level code in that module. This means any statements or expressions outside of class or function definitions are executed in the order they appear. The actual definitions of classes and functions are parsed and compiled, but they are not executed until they are called. So if a class is defined starting at line 6, the code at lines 1 through 5 is executed first. This code might include imports, initialization code, or any other. Okay. When you import my class from example by, the output will be, this is line 3, this is line 10. ChatGPT is fucking awesome. Look at this. This occurs because Python executes all the top level print statements and code when the module is imported, even before the my class definition is reached. This occurs because Python executes all the top level print statements and code when the module is imported. The imported my class definition is reached. Why this happens? This paper is by design. It ensures that the module is fully initialized and any top level code runs exactly once per interpreter session. This initialization can include setting up, logging, configuration, or other one-time setup tasks. If you want to avoid executing certain... I was gonna say this, dude. I was gonna say this exact thing. This is exactly what I was gonna say, bro. ChatGPT snatched the words out of my mouth. Snatched the idea out of my brain. If you want to avoid executing certain code during an import, such as setup code or debugging prints, you can wrap it in a if name is equal to main block. This block only executes when the module is run as a script, not when it is imported. Dude, I tell you what, bro. Learning to code using ChatGPT versus learning to code without ChatGPT, it's like on a sliding scale. It's like hooking up with a 1 versus hooking up with a 10. And I mean, I mean that. It's a 1 to a 10. ChatGPT is a 10, dude. Anyway, this way main will not run when the module is imported. Only when example is executed as a script. I felt you on that one. So what we're gonna have to do, I didn't know that this was the way it worked. So, okay, so wait a second. Is this still the case when you import a class instance instead? Yes, the behavior is similar. Really? No, I did not know that. No way. Importing a class instance, when you import an instance of a class, Python still executes the top level code in the module? Stop lying, bro. Wait, what? I don't know if that's true, actually. You import an instance of a class, Python still executes top level code with the class defined. This includes... Really now? Well then how did I fix all of my circular import issues before by importing instances instead? Oh no, I didn't. That's not how I fixed them. I just assumed that was how I fixed them, but that's not how I fixed them. That's not actually how I fixed them. Okay. I see. Oh, I see. Okay, so this makes sense now. So what do I do, guys? I can't just say if name is equal to main right here, I don't think. Like, okay. If change from direct text equals game object equals self game object. So that would mean I would have to... Okay. Okay. I see what I could do. I need this to only run once. So if I put this in the initializer immediately before I need it, would that fix the issue? Because then we would still be executing this, which we need to be able to have access to the game objects, but it would only execute during initialization, meaning it would only execute whenever we literally create P1 and P2 game, which is in the game file one time. Wait, sorry, this is the custom timeless file. This would occur at the time that we initialized rather, the custom time list. So whenever we create the custom time list, instead of game importing, or rather card importing game importing custom time list, I feel like that's still circular though. Am I wrong? Is that wrong? Let me just try. I just feel like that's still circular. Yeah, okay, so it still is circular because game, so card imports game, then in game we create the game instance, and then within that instance initializer we create a custom time list, and that custom time list imports P1 P2 game. Right. Okay. Okay. Fuck. See, this is a ugly circular import issue. I dealt with these in the past, but I just thought, like, I thought this code had been like this for a while. I didn't think that this was different. Like, I thought this had already been in place. Okay. So I may have to restructure. Partially initialize module. So custom time list in this file. Okay, I already know what I can do to fix this. I already know what I can do this. I already see a simple solution to this. I can make it so that yeah. I can make it so that this is just gonna be a placeholder list, and then it's gonna be assigned to be a custom time list in the setup section, meaning I can just make it be a regular list at this point in time and as a placeholder, and then after those modules have been all initialized to avoid that circularity, then I can make clickable card list and clicked cards list custom time list instances. Yeah, you know, it's like a convergence instead of a loop thing. It's like a down and then a loop right now, and then down again, but it needs to be like down and then a convergence. Yeah, let me show you boys what's going on here. Whipping out the Paint app, which doesn't exist on my fucking computer because, you know, cause Windows, you know what I'm saying? Let's open up Paint 3D. Okay. Don't I have this? I don't have. Oh, I gotta install it. Okay. Let's install it. Watch this. Oh wait, it's already installed. Okay. Let's open this up, dude. Let me show you. What's happening is this is game, and this is the module for game. What's going on is it has to go all the way through here, start to finish, but it can't because right here we're importing custom time list, and then when we import custom time list, now this is the custom time list module. Let's make it red. Now in custom time list, then we start to import game, but we can't finish that because game is not been fully initialized. So you're trying to import something that is not initialized yet. So what you have to do to fix this is you have to have game right here get initialized. Then you have to have custom time list initialized all the way. And then you have the convergence point, which would be the setup file right here. And then the setup file imports game, imports custom time list, and then you can create the fucking instances you're trying to create, and you get a little sun here. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? You just inhaled my gum. Just close. I got real close, dude. So anyway, we're done because I'm not gonna do this right now. I'm gonna go to things to do. I'm gonna add in this current issue real quick, and we're gonna put, this is gonna be called what are we gonna call this? This is called game custom time list circular import. The date is 8/23/24. Now let's keep it going. What's next is have to make custom time list instances in game by into regular placeholder lists. Then add code in setup py, which instantiates those lists via reassignment as custom time list instances of both of them to the file. Should stop the issue. True dat. True dat. True dat, dude. Alright, so we're gonna say 5:15, which is 1 hour and 40 minutes. We'll just say an hour 45, so we'll just say 1.75. So to 5:11, we finished solving the, what was it? The freeze lock bug. The freeze bug. It was due to C1 cal lock. It was due to recursive C1 cal lock execution. Then from 5, well, this was really to 5:01 to 5:10, we and solving next bug, game test bug, circular import issue, figured out almost certain solution, but did not implement. And then 5.11 to 5.15, we're gonna stage commit and push our changes to the remote repo and create a new local backup copy of the entire project. So now we're going to cd change directory using // to get back to the root project directory. We're gonna do git branch, and we have to get to the correct directory to make sure that whenever we add that it's looking from the correct perspective, meaning that it's going to take a snapshot of the files within this branch right here, this Canasta. Otherwise, if we're not outside of this, how can it contain that? You know what I mean? So that's why we cd out to the root project directory. And now we're gonna do a git branch to make sure we're on the right branch. We're on the secondary branch, which is correct. That's the one we want to be on. Now we're gonna do git add dot to add everything. We can ignore these LF warnings. Those are like for it's like spacing versus like Linux and stuff like that or something like that. It's very inconsequential. It's no big deal. Anyway, so double quotations to avoid having to get rid of single quotations in the commit message. We're going to use git commit -m double quotes, paste in that devlog, and then double quotes, hit enter. Create a new commit. We changed 15 files, and the commit right here you can see is secondary. What is it? Secondary, and then this like string of alphanumeric right here. And we did 15 files changed, 29 insertions, 33 deletions, and that's good. It's not much, but it's something. Now we're gonna do git push Canasta, which is the repository online on GitHub, and then we're gonna do the branch of that repository, which is secondary. And now it's gonna push these changes that we made locally to the cloud. So there it is. It's done. It pushed. You can see secondary to secondary, the local secondary to the remote secondary. And that's it. Now we can close out of this bad boy. Go to we're gonna go to, let's see, files. We're gonna go to programming, projects, Canasta. We're gonna copy the new boy. We're gonna go back up to the backup. We're gonna delete the old boy. Then we're gonna hit OK to this Google Drive message warning me that I just deleted something that was in Google Drive, and it's gonna disappear after 30 days. And so now we're gonna enter into this backup, the new one. We're gonna go into devlog to make sure this is today's date. It is, so we know that we pasted in the right thing. And so now we're gonna rename the backup folder to reflect today's date, which is the last time it was updated. And now we're done, and I hope you guys have a good weekend. I'm probably not gonna code over the weekend because I usually don't, and I'll see you maybe